investors get is that they get to have a quick 5-minute pitch to our group. So I'm very pleased to introduce to you tonight Matt Lefebvr. You actually just heard from him a little while ago. And he'll be telling you about his business, Downtown Realty. So come on, Matt.
Thank you very much, Ryan, and good evening, everybody. It is a pleasure to be back up here tonight. Before I jump into my spiel about Downtown Realty, I just want to rewind the clock a little bit and talk about how I got started in real estate, which was at a NHreia meeting 10 years ago. I was actually 16 years old. I had not even gotten out of high school yet, and I had this interest and desire about to get into the real estate business, and I didn't quite know what to do. So I had done some researching online and tried to figure out my life plan by turning to the internet and asking, I'm a 16-year-old, I want to get into the real estate business, where should I go? And somebody reached out to me who happened to be Ann Bellamy. She was on the website Bigger Pockets. She was actually one of the first podcast guests there back in the day. I think she was guest number 4, podcast number 4, something like that. So she was a very, very original podcast guest for Bigger Pockets, and she reached out and suggested that I should go to and attend one of these meetings. And well, as you can see, I'm still coming to these meetings a whole decade later. And I really have Ann Bellamy to thank for that. She is, if you hadn't had the opportunity to meet her or work with her, I just want to say that she is such a fantastic human being. She never steered people the wrong way. She always gave very pragmatic and very practical life advice to you if you asked for it, and sometimes even if you didn't ask for it. But she was always honest to a fault, and she was always such a wonderful person to be dealing with once you got past what seemed like a bit of a gruff exterior. So I just, I'm honored to be speaking a little bit tonight here and talking about my story, how I got into the real estate business in memory of Ann Bellamy, because she was a huge part of my story and very formative of me getting into this industry. And I don't think I would be standing here if it wasn't for her. So thank you, Ann. I know that you're looking down on us right now, and we really appreciate all the lessons that you've taught us over the years. So thank you. So with that, I want to transition and talk a little bit more about me and about the business and what it is that we do. So in 2021, I started Downtown Realty. That's an independent real estate brokerage. We're based out of Bedford, New Hampshire, and our specialty is in investment and commercial real estate. I got my start in the real estate business by working with a lot of people looking to flip houses. And this was back in the days when bank-owned properties actually sat on the market for a while. And there were real listings out there that you could check out. And I spent a lot of time driving to all 4 corners of the state and trying to learn more about the business and learn more about what properties were going for and how to flip houses, and slowly worked my way into working with real estate investors, started helping people who were looking to own or occupy a multifamily or maybe get their first flip under contract, and then sort of scaled my way up from there. A few years ago, I started investing in real estate myself. And I started, as many do, I bought a 2-family. I also bought a 4-unit at the same time. It was kind of a mess of a transaction, but that's a story for another day. And I slowly grew that portfolio, and now I have sold all of my properties outside of my primary residence, and the only properties that I own are with a business partner or several partners out in the beautiful city of Claremont, New Hampshire. Which is a market that we identified as a great spot for us to invest in, and we really think that there's a lot of opportunities out there. So that's a little bit about my background and my real estate investing, and now I want to share with you a little bit more about what it is that Downtown Realty does. So like I said, we're an independent brokerage, and we work with a variety of types of clients. We're small, we're dynamic, and we have a very good, well-oiled machine of a team. You've probably met Sarah Stone, who is hanging out at our vendor table over there. Sarah's been with me for almost, 3.5 years now, I believe. It's been quite some time that you've been working with me here. Too long, yes.
Hey-o.
We'll take that. And we work with a variety of clients. We work with smaller real estate investors that are just getting started with growing their portfolio, scaling up all the way to people who have hundreds of millions of dollars worth of real estate scattered throughout the country. Our specialty is working with clients who are looking to transition. And the last couple of years, we've seen a very interesting real estate market. The multifamily space, as I'm sure many of you know, and the residential space in general has gone bananas. Prices in 2019 for the average single-family house in New Hampshire were 57% lower than they are today, which is such a stunning statistic. It was just published today in a New Hampshire Association of Realtors study that it just shows how crazy this market has gotten. And after, as I'm sure many of you know, the market just kind of cooled off a bit, and prices haven't kept going up and up and up in the same way that they used to. So one of our specialties is working with real estate investors who have been predominantly investing in one asset class, which is usually residential, multifamily in some way, and helping them diversify their portfolio and start to transition a little bit more broadly. Because one of the challenges that I often hear from real estate investors is this: well, you can get me a great offer on my building, but what am I then going to turn around and buy? There's nothing on the market and everything's overpriced. Well, there's really only a couple things that you can do to solve that problem. You can either go to an area where it's cheaper to buy, maybe that's out of state, maybe that's Claremont, New Hampshire, whatever that might be. Yeah, so there's a little pitch there. And wherever that might be is a way to get at a lower basis. You can maybe make a little bit of a better return. That's the whole sell high, buy low that they teach you in the basics of investing. And that's one option that many investors take. The other option is to change asset classes. And maybe it is getting out of the multifamily business and getting into something that's a little bit cooler. Maybe it's to getting into some, and I mean cooler in a temperature sense, not necessarily too cool for school, because we're talking about real estate. I mean, it's not that sexy at the end of the day. But so we work with people who are trying to transition out of that multifamily phase and into some more unique investments. Maybe it is a mixed-use property with a storefront on the first floor and a couple of apartments above. Perhaps it's a full, complete change of asset classes and you're looking to sell your multifamily portfolio and invest in industrial real estate instead. Maybe you're looking to buy a strip mall. We work with investors to figure out what makes the most sense depending on where they are at in their investing life cycle. Because it's not just about today's purchase or tomorrow's sale, but it's about the overarching plan, your retirement plan, because that's what most people are looking to buy real estate for, is retirement. So you have to have a long-term plan in mind and be working with an advisor who can help you think through the long term, think through the ups, the downs, and all of the intricacies of different types of markets. So we work with a lot of different types of real estate investors, and I'm always happy to help people out who are just getting started in the business and who are just starting to try and grow their portfolio. But we work with a lot of different types of people, and if we can't personally help you, we have a variety of contacts that we refer out. So that's a little bit more about my business, a little bit more about what it is that we do. If you have any more questions about Downtown Realty, who we are, how we operate, I'd encourage you to chat with us afterwards. I don't want to take up too much time here talking your ear off, as I hear we have some fantastic speakers tonight, and I really want to hear about some of those disaster stories that are on the docket. So with that, I will yield this microphone back to you, Mr. President. Thank you all very much for listening to me, and I hope you all have a great evening.